Waiting for the clock to turn 11. Looks like I jumped in a little early, 20 seconds. But we can get started. I literally wrote nothing down this evening. Welcome to the Little Nugget Show. Thank you for joining me down here in the gold mine, aka my basement, where we had an enjoyable evening. Wonderful night of Denver Nuggets basketball. The return of Nikola Jokic was a surprise to me, having been busy today and not heard until later in the day that Nikola Jokic would return. Well, it makes sense. There's Serbian Heritage Night. So in all my prophecies of when he would return, I never thought about that. I was saying he's coming back for Detroit at home. Nope. Then I'm like, well, obviously he's going to not play enough games so he doesn't have to be MVP, which would have put him past OKC, I think. I think he has 2 more games he can miss. But sure enough, he comes back on Serbian Heritage Night and order has been restored. I don't know about you, but watching Nikola Jokic, after watching 16 games without him, has given me an incredible, like a 5x appreciation of not just who he is, but basketball in general, and an understanding. Because when you watch him play, I don't know what it is, why I didn't see it in the beginning. You definitely take it for granted. But when you're watching the struggles of the Nuggets without him and what they have to do to compete, then you see him walk in there and just handle business. He knows where to back up. He knows where to steal. He knows where to pass. If there was ever a doubt that he's the MVP, all doubts have been erased. 6-time MVP in my eyes, and it'll never be any different. Obviously, he got robbed last year and the Embiid year. And this year, he most definitely is going to sit out, we'll say, just to say fuck you to the NBA. Like, listen, bitch, I'm number one, and I don't even care. The only thing I care about is whooping your ass all the way to the end of the finals. And I see that happening. The prophecies are clear. Everyone returns in their own time. Rewind about 2 months and be like, when did CB go down? It was about when CB went down, 2 months. Be like, oh. And they weren't all, they were still learning how to play together. All these new different powerhouses. CB goes down. AG goes down. Cam goes down. Jokic goes down. Val goes down. The dark days. Yet, I don't know what to call them. What do you call the guys that performed while Jokic was down, while all the injuries are down? People like Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr. We can make a small list of guys that never got hurt. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Bruce Brown getting a tattoo that says 10-6 next to his little Nugget thing, because that's a run to be proud of, especially when the prophecy of the championship is fulfilled at the end of the year. I also see in the future the Denver Nuggets, record to be greater than 2-1, which means I think they have to win 57. And if I'm not mistaken, that may or may not be one or game behind their record as a team. I feel like 56 is the record. Because if you're 57, how many losses do you have? 25? No, 25 and 57? Who's in charge of this math? Okay, I got it right here. Stand by. We're going to figure out exactly 82 divided by 3 equals, you can only have 27 losses. And 82 minus 27 equals 55? Huh. I mean, right now we're at 33 and 16, right? So that's above the 2-1 mark. Yeah, I was thinking 57. So it will be 57 wins, 25 losses. I wouldn't doubt if it wasn't close to a first seed, to be honest. And I know the way OKC took off this year, everyone's thinking OKC all the way, all the way. No one can stop them. No, they can't. Well, obviously the armor has cracked. And any team post-championship is going to flounder. They just couldn't keep it up forever. Nobody watches them anyway. I think they get sad. Honestly, they're probably just sad. But I'm not sad to see the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team which I adamantly hate, beat the shit out of the Oklahoma City Thunder. All is restored now in the Western Conference. Denver is the team to fear. Now, we could be singing a different song on Sunday evening. I don't see this, but I could see deep, dark despair on Sunday for two reasons. Getting your ass kicked by Oklahoma City at home and hearing the All-Stars announced and not Jamal Murray on the team. Dude, imagine that. That happens. I'm going to LA. I'm going to make that Minnesota stuff look like child's play. We're rioting in LA if Jamal Murray doesn't make the All-Stars. That's just hypothetical. I'm just joking, people. We're not going to riot. Obviously, I'm not a retard. But I'd be pretty pissed off, and I would boycott the NBA. I literally tried to buy a Jamal Murray All-Star jersey last night. You can't even buy the Jokic ones yet, but I'm going to be on it. Hopefully they go up for sale on Sunday because I am all over the Jamal Murray All-Star jersey. 2-7. I wonder if they have the same numbers, what they do, if two players have the same numbers. That's an interesting question. Leave a comment in the chat. All of the 0 people that are watching. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know most of you join after the fact, and thank you for spending time with me. But this kind of show does better when we have comments. Like in the last show, we had some Detroit Piston fans. Actually, it was 2 shows ago because the last show was great with Michael Porter Jr. returning and Denver handing him the L on the way out. But we had a little Detroit Piston fan come into the thing swinging his punches, and I'm like, bitch, please. Guess what we're going to do to your ass in just a few days, if I'm not mistaken, with Jokic and apparently Cam or Christian Brown, who's coming back. Honestly, I think, I hate to see AG hurt. Get this message to Aaron Gordon, dude. Lose some freaking weight in your upper body. Get thin like you were 2018. Upper body. I know you want to be a beast in there, but we don't need that. We got Val. Slim down. You're too hard on your legs, but also take a month off. He's going to. But I would say even if it was just a slight, just take a month off and relax. These injuries are ridiculous. We want to see Aaron Gordon. Look, when's the end of the season? February? So mid-February they end, right? Or is it April? Wait. Where am I at? February. Oh, my God. April. It's like April 13th, 12th, I think, is the last game. So even if he waits until the end of March, which is almost 2 months away, yeah, you could take 2 months off and then be fresh for the last 2 weeks, maybe the last month, and then be up to speed in the playoffs. And if everyone's healthy in the playoffs, look the fuck out. I hope we're a 2 seed. You know why? And OKC is the 1 seed because we get all the home games except for the one in the Western Conference Finals. So two series at home, a little whoop ass on 7, a little whoop ass on 3 or 6, and then a little whoop ass on 1. But in OKC, in 5. No, not 5 because, yeah. 5 is at home, right? So OKC, first 2 are at home for them. The next 2 would be in Denver, and the 5th one would be in OKC. So, and then it goes back and forth, right? If I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember. But that would be wonderful. Also to mention here, look, ladies and gentlemen, these are rare. Well, apparently they're not rare, but they're rare to me. I can't find them. I bought every one in the local grocery store. This was the aforementioned in a previous show gift from my son Dad, I found one. We found one. He brought it to me in my despair, post-Jokic injury. And I said, thank you, son. I will save this for the day he returns. And guess what, motherfuckers? It's empty. That was a fun night. We had friends over. We played darts. Got to watch it on the 100-inch projector. Was it on 2 channels? Because they said, DMVR said that it was the whole nation got to see. Now, the whole nation's going to turn around and look and be like, what? Jokic comes back. Is that you or me? Can you hear me? Thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. Son of a bitch, there's no chat. Check, check, check. Okay, that sounds better. I don't know if it's my headphones or this microphone. What was I saying? God, I wish I could rewind. Anyway, let's get to adding that and doing that. What do we have here? Let's look at some statistics from the game. How do I get my ass out of there? What do we point out here? Jokic, 31 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 1 turnover, only one turnover. Felt like there was a lot of turnover. Oh, there they are. I was like, Mo had 3 for sure. Peyton had 3. Jokic only had 1. That's good. 2 from Bow, 2 from Bruce, 1 from Julian, 1 from... Nope, that's it. Jokic. Okay, cool. Because the turnovers were bothering me. And that's one thing that bothers me. When I see Jamal, he did have 3 bad turnovers. So if we can eliminate that, that would be ideal. He's had many games where he has like 12 assists and no turnovers. What did he have in assists? 9er. 1 shy of a double-dub. 20 and 9. 22 from Tim Hardaway. What's amazing about Murray is that he was a plus 25. Right there, you can see that. Peyton, a plus 22. Pickett, not the best night. And Julian Strother, I mean, somebody's got to be in there when nobody else is. My boy Hunter got out there 1 assist, didn't he? 1 rebound in 2 minutes. Hell yeah. Zeke Naji, loving his dunks. Duran got a dunk. Love it. All the Nuggets are good. Look at him. Look at him cook. Jonas looks good. Man, I tell you what, every game I'm worried about seeing somebody get hurt. That's all I worry about. But now I feel a little more secure. Not necessarily because Jokic comes back, but you see Peyton go down but bounce back up. You see Hardaway go down but bounce back up. You see Maul go down but bounce back up. You see Jokic go down with the hyperextension, and now he's back. Was it not my prediction that he would be back before Cam, and Cam was hurt before him? Like, geez, Cam, what are you doing? Come on now. You got to get back in the game. But I could see the rest of the season going very well for the Denver Nuggets. What else we got in this game? What about these knuckleheads up here, the Clippers? Who do you hate the most on the Clippers? Because I would say it used to be Powell. But now we should create a segment in the show called Hate Chart. Because there's guys that are hard to hate. Like Kawhi Leonard, he's a nice guy. Kind of hard to hate. You hate it when he buries crazy flat shots on you. Little middies. But who's the other one? Brook Lopez. He's kind of a goofy dude. We like him. But of the people that played, all these people played? I wish they had their numbers because I could see, who was number 4? I feel like that was Niederhauser? No. Number 4 played a lot. Anyway, so I have a new favorite hater. Obviously, Harden is the worst. Nobody fucking likes Harden. Does Harden have any of his own fans? I'd be surprised if he did. How poetic was Jonas Valanciunas absolutely rejecting Harden at the rim and just shoving it down his fucking throat and saying, bitch, my beard is bigger than yours. Back off. And he did it like twice at least, and Peyton got him once. I love that. But the motherfucker hit, how many threes did he hit? Only 4? 4 for 10? He hit like those 4 in a row. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you shocking news here. I have a new number 1 hated LA Clipper, and that is Mr. John Collins, who is fresh out of the penitentiary, it looks like. That motherfucker. He had 4 3-pointers as well, 4 of 7, 57%. And, I mean, he's athletic. I mean, if he's on my team, I wouldn't hate him. But anyone that plays against the Denver Nuggets gets a little hate from me. It's just the Kawhi's at the bottom of that list. Harden and Collins are at the top. And Batum is a close third. All right, let's go back to the game. And what is it, the game charts or summary? Here it is down here, the line score. I like to see the quarter score. So we win 35-27, we win 24-23, we win 33-30, and we win 30-29. So winning each quarter is a rare, I say rare thing for Denver. They usually peter out in one of the quarters. Like last night, 15 points in the third. Are you kidding me? Points in the paint. Denver got beat. Oh, fast break points. Denver got beat. Interesting. Big LD. What does that mean? Biggest lead. Oh, Denver was up 18. And LAC was up 7. Okay. Yeah, to start, I remember it was 10-3. That was their biggest lead. B points is what? Bench points. Well, obviously we're going to cook bench points because our bench players have been playing like starters for a month. Team rebounds, team or turnovers, 12-9, and what is that? Team turnovers. Okay, 13-9. So points off turnovers. Wait, they got 20 points off of 9 turnovers, and we only got 13 points off of 13 turnovers. That seems weird. 6 lead changes and 2 times tied. That's always cool to see. What about game charts? Where they ooh, I didn't even see this. Clippers, Nuggets, Murray. Wow. What kind of sorcery do they have going in the NBA where they can track this? I need to get it from my middle schoolers. Look at this. It would say X, 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 X. I think they shoot around, not my team, but all, middle school in general, they shoot around, I don't know, 8 to 10%. It's crazy. And to think that you always see these videos on YouTube with like 6'8", 6'10", 8th graders flying through the air, alley-ooping, dunking, alley-ooping themselves off the backboard, 8th graders. Give me a break, dude. My kids are like 5 foot to 5'6". Mm-hmm. Hardaway, look at those O's. Boom, 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 boom. Wait, did he make that many? The X is a miss, right? Oh, that's Jamal and Tim Hardaway. I was like, damn, he made a lot of threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like it. A couple of misses. A midi. I remember that one. That one was sick, and he had a bunny that he missed. Okay, cool. What did this Collins guy do? That was, oh my goodness. Look at that. What is that, 2 or 3 in the exact same spot? 3 on the rim, 2 on the other corner. Okay. Stop Collins in the corner next time you guys see him. Lead tracker. That's cool. You know, I've never investigated this website fully, so this is kind of cool. What do we have here? So basically, Denver has the lead when they're in blue. And the lead is expressed in total points above the other team. So they went up 10-3 right there. And they went up again. And then they did go up in the middle of the third quarter. So the question is, who played between the start of the third? I can tell you what I see here. Who played between the start of the third and the middle of the third, the start of the fourth and the middle of the fourth? That's how you can track this line. And I can tell you who wasn't out there, and that was Jokic. He comes back in when they're down and brings back sanity to the beginning. Then they go almost down to 4 points again, and then they bring back Jokic. Jokic came in with 6.5, maybe 7. Don't tell the kids. Minutes in the fourth, and then he went out with 2 minutes left. So saved him some minutes. Boy only played 24 minutes. Leading players. Oh, I love this. That's just points, but no. So the right, Jokic and Harden, blocks 2 and 1. Yeah, Jonas had 2 on Harden, and Peyton had 1 on Harden. Mullen Harden 9 and 9, assists, rebounds 12. Jokic, he wins points, rebounds. Murray wins assists, ties, and Valanciunas wins blocks. We win it all the way around. 122 to 109, 43 to 34 in rebounds. What do we got percentage wise? 46% for the Clippers from field goal. That they did miss a lot, and I love it when teams miss a lot because it seems like, and it's probably confirmation bias, but anytime they play the Nuggets, teams are just red hot. But to see Denver shoot 55 and them to shoot 46.5, that's beautiful. 35. Are you kidding me? I did not realize Denver shot 57% as a team from three-point land. They also shot 10% better in free throws. That's sick. Points in the paint, second shot. Okay, so how the hell did Denver get 57% in threes? Let's go back to box score. Because Jokic had 2 out of 3. Those 2 are huge, man. He just stepped up on his first 3 and 16 games off and just buries it. And that second one that he made was sick. I do remember the miss. It's too bad he couldn't go 3 for 3, but whatever. So you got 40% from Peyton Watson. So if we shot 57%, you got to have a bunch of guys that are shooting over that. Oh, Maul was 4 out of 5. Did not. And 5 out of 7 from Hardaway. That's what you got right there. 2 out of 3 from Bruce and Julian, which is 67%, right? So it averages out to 57-1. That's insane. Can I do that? No. What else we got going on? You know what we should do is pull up the teams that are playing today, or that played today. So we do that. We do that. We do this. Whoa, that's a little much. Come on, trackpad. How's that looking? I'll get you over here. Okay. I don't know what that looks like. Now I see what it looks like. And let's go to today. A lot of games today. Lakers handled the Wizards. Magic over the Raptors. We don't care about the East. Wow, the Knicks beat Portland by 30. Pelicans handled the Grizzlies. Oh, why am I yawning? Celtics, Kings, Suns, Cavs. We have no positive games I don't see yet. Except for the Nuggets beating the Clippers. The Jazz losing doesn't really matter. Good for Michael Porter, 109. I wonder if he played. And the Pistons handled the Warriors. So nothing good there. What we got good is tomorrow. What did we miss yesterday? Did we look at yesterday? What's the Spurs playing? Oh, yeah, we were on the back-to-back. That was when the Timberwolves whooped up on the Thunder. Beautiful. How much did Shea have in that game? 30 points. What a chode. A minus 22, and he had 30 points. Something's up with that. Like, the guy can make shots, apparently. What was he, 12 of 18? Holy cow. Yeah, he's a hell of a push-off artist and a master foul baiter, I think they call it. Something like masturbator or something like that. Yeah, we don't like Shea. So let's go back and show me. Tomorrow we got to see the Spurs lose. That's the key. How about Con Knipple busting out on Cooper Flag? Can he do it against the Spurs? That would be great because we need the Spurs to start losing. We need to lock in number 2. How about the Rockets? Let's go to the standings, ladies and gentlemen. Can we go to the standings? Only if I zoom out. Oh, there we go. Boom. Here we go. All right. The Thunder are now 38-11. They've lost one. They're going to lose another one tomorrow. Or Sunday, I should say. Are they playing tomorrow? Sunday? Nope. Their next game. Man, they had some days off. What was that? Yesterday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Okay. They're flying from Minnesota. Maybe they went back to OKC. Who knows? And then over to Denver for a little ass whooping on Sunday. Sunday's going to be a big day, you know. How does Jokic come back in his second game? The Thunder is missing players too, I believe. So it might be an equal-ish matchup. Who's going to handle Shea? You know what I was saying today? Harden and Shea should just get like 12, 14 free throws before the start of the game. And just be like, you shoot them all, and we'll see how many you make. And then for the next, 8 fouls, we don't have to stop the game for you because it's just nonstop. Every time they get the ball and drive, it's a foul. But yet Murray gets assassinated at the rim and not a foul. That is so annoying. I'm sure every team says that, but excuse me, man. Tonight seemed rough with the ref seemed rough. Not gonna lie, to be honest. Anyway, let's go back to the standings real quick and see that Spurs are only 5. Wait, how are they 6 games ahead in wins? And only 4 behind in losses. That's weird. So KC's played 49 games, and Denver's played 49 games. What the fuck's up with San Antonio? 47 games. What? Yeah, 49, 47, 49. Weird. 30-46 for the Rockets. Weird. That's one less. So we're 7.5, 2.5 games above 4th place and basically tied, except we have the tiebreak loser to the Spurs. So still officially in 3rd, but the second San Antonio loses one or we win one more. When does San Antonio play? Tomorrow, right? Against Con Knipple. There you go. There's your loss right there. Boom. Denver's in 2nd. And, I mean, if you would have thought the day after Jokic was hurt and you didn't know what the injury would be, if I told you, guess what? A month later, an entire month later, Denver is not just holding their spot, but increasing it. Were they 3rd when he went down? I think they were. I mean, there were predictions that they were going to lose every game. I mean, that would have put them what? They would be 22 and because they won 10. They went 10-6, so they would be 22-25. That is what the Clippers are. Wow, they could have dropped to 10th if they would have lost every game. But no, when the downtrodden are under adversity, the strong men will rise, like Hunter Thompson. Why do I call him Thompson? Hunter Tyson, the golden retriever of the Denver Nuggets. What's Zeke? We know that they're both dogs that don't realize they can jump out of the backyard. But Zeke is definitely not a golden retriever. Maybe more of a Doberman Pinscher? Probably so. That's what I'm saying. Rottweiler, maybe? He doesn't think tough, though. Anyway, we need to let them dogs out. I hope to see a bunch of blowouts. You know what? We're going to dominate the top teams and then blow out the low teams and just handle business, get 10 wins in a row, win 60 games. How hard would it be? Let's see. Okay, to win 60 games, you only can have 22 losses. So that would be 6 more losses. So you'd have to go... was it 60? So 27 and 6. 27 and 6 is tough. So I don't think we're going to get to 60. And we'll see about OKC, you know. They could collapse. And I hope they're in the middle of a collapse. And I hope that they, you know, it's good that we haven't played them this year. And it's good that we have played the Timberwolves. I think we played them 3 times at least. And we beat them all 3 times. So that's solid. And then now we get the T-Wolves or the Thunder back with Jokic, hopefully Cam or Christian Brown. Although I don't really want to see Christian. I feel like he needs surgery on his leg. I feel like he needs surgery on his ankle and that he's holding off till the end of the season. And he's just going to re-aggravate it. Been there. Ain't fun. But yeah, it could be bad for the fucking Thunder. But you never know. That's why we watch every single game down here in the gold mine. Thank you for joining me on the Little Nugget Show. What else can we talk about? I'm assuming nobody's left a comment. And my assumption is correct. Although I do see 2 viewers. Congratulations. Welcome in. And we are going to take a look. What else can we look at? Upcoming schedule, I think we've done that, haven't we? Oh, it does say I'm sharing, but I'm not. I'm not sharing. Okay, so we're going to go back to Denver's schedule and see that we have the Pistons. There's the revenge game in Detroit. Oh, my friends, the 313 Thug. The 313 Thug. Detroit Piston fan had to jump in at the end of my live stream and talk some ish. Okay, cool. Guess who's coming back, motherfucker, to Detroit? That's Jokic, the Jedi. The return of the savior of the NBA. Any metaphor you want to use doesn't do Jokic justice. Except for maybe Jesus. I mean, the DMVR guys wrote, "He is risen" on their thumbnail. I'd say, you might be playing with fire there. But we get the idea. Jokic is definitely the savior. You know what? Now's a good time to mention. We're going to take a little short break, and I'm going to mention this ad from my new show called On Faith and Doubt. Exploring the deeper questions in life. If you go to my live tab on my channel, you'll see that it's scheduled for tomorrow, the first show. My anticipation, my plan with that show is to have 1 a month. So that's why I got to do it tomorrow, because that's the last day of January. For the entire year, my New Year's resolution was to live stream every day of the year. I think I started on the 4th of January, but whatever. There's always a lull after New Year's, right? Anyway, I wrote my essay here that I'm reading tomorrow. I still got to touch it up a little. And one section is devoted to analyzing religions as using or by using sports metaphors. So there's many different sport, right? From rugby to cricket to basketball. There's leagues, there's teams. But is there a one uniting factor that everyone tries to get to when they're playing sport? It's called success. It's called the zone. It's called playing outside of yourself. It's called mastery and so on and so forth. So that's kind of like religion in a general sense. In the same way that not all sports can be the best. Not all religions can be true. But some people might say, anyway, we're going to explore those questions tomorrow night at 11 p.m. on Faith and Doubt, the deeper questions. But to say that Jokic is like Jesus, well, then that means the Nuggets. Basketball is the true religion. Jesus would be the savior, and the Nuggets would be the right team. We can use that in politics too, because that's kind of the same thing. And that show will start as a weekly show at some point next week, as soon as I get the thumbnail done. Let me know what you think of the thumbnail on Faith and Doubt. Let me know what you think of the thumbnail on this show, because that was badass, wasn't it? My son did that. You could not get Jokic. You could not get Jokic. So what I wanted was Jokic as the Joker in the purple and green. And they're like, nope, you can't have it. Copyrighted. And I was like, what the fuck? So he ended up getting that one that you see or saw. Go to my live stream, live tab on my channel page, and you can see it. That's a pretty sick thumbnail. So now we have a red thumbnail for On Faith and Doubt. We have yellow for the Golden Nugget Show. I mean, the Little Nugget Show. Named after my very first grandchild, step-grandson. The Little Nugget, we call him. Biggest Nugget fan that's 2 years old on earth, I would say. Hopefully you got to see the game tonight. He usually goes to bed early, but he wears his little jersey and everything. But that's why we call it the Little Nugget Show, because we are here digging and mining little nuggets of golden wisdom and insight from the joy. It's crazy how it's joy when they win, and it's just despair and depression when they play poorly. Like losing to Detroit by missed free throws from Jamal. You'd rather they get blown out almost. But we got a great opportunity on Sunday for the Denver Nuggets to set the world straight and say, listen, league, we're back. OKC cute, hold my beer. That's what I see happening on Sunday in Denver. Join us then. That game's probably not at 7, is it? So, no, it is. Okay. 7:30 on Sunday. Oh, right. So hopefully the day will go. The announcement of the All-Star reserves being Jamal Murray. What a bullshit system where they can only pick 3 more foreigners. It's like you want 24 guys, but only 8 of them can be foreigners, even though of the top 24 guys, more than half of them are the best, and the top 5 are definitely foreigners. Oh my God, I can't believe this. If they snub Murray for that, I told you, man, we're going to LA. We're going to LA. We're going to get tied in with whoever supports those stupid ass. Who riots in the snow? You know what? This summer is going to get crazy because them nut jobs, they love to riot when it's warm. And if they're doing this shit in the snow, they be crazy. But I'll be starting that shit in LA if there's not an announcement. But then later that evening, while we're reveling in the joy, and I already have ordered my jersey for Jamal Murray's first All-Star, then we get to watch the Nuggets come out and just handle business. Chet doesn't have a chance. Hartenstein's still out. That'd be great. Jokic and Valanciunas, that'll be something to behold. And then who do we got? Peyton, maybe Christian on old what's his face? Shy, Master Foulbaiter. Okay, well, join me for that. And now it's going to be at 11:30 p.m. because we go 4 hours after game time to give the DMVR guys a few minutes, actually an hour, to get their work done. And thank you for shouting out. Thank you for shouting out the show when you get a chance. Hopefully, we can build somewhat of an audience here where we can get more than 0 comments and 0 viewers. But what you got to do? You got to start somewhere. It was a good night. And with that, I say good night.